guys.
Hey, everybody.
So we're so excited to bring you the very first episode ever. Paisley has decided to join us also.
Sorry, guys. We decided to sit on the couch, and Paisley thinks because you guys are sitting on the couch, I need to also sit on the couch.
Yes.
So she's kind of in our lap right now. This was not at all planned, but this is our life. This is our life. We sit down, and our dog thinks she's also supposed to be here. So
she's really
Paisley might be in part of the video.
Are you going to be part of the video? Yeah. Anyway, so we're excited to be here. This is episode 1 of Simply Springs. A little uncomfortable, but you know. But thank you guys for all your questions. We had some awesome.
We had a lot of questions. Thank you guys so much for asking your questions. You can keep asking your questions for the next episode. But what's your first question, Halls?
So our first question, let's see. I really loved this question. What do you feel is your greatest achievement so far?
Okay, so I guess we should both answer.
Yeah, or we could answer kind of together.
Okay, what I would think is our biggest achievement so far, musically, would be getting to 33 on the Billboard charts. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Some of the people we've opened up for is really cool too.
And I think the reason for that just is because we're not on a label. We have no manager. We pretty much do everything ourselves. So
that kind of statistic felt really good.
To do something like that, I think is a really huge achievement. We also have awesome, amazing co-writers that write songs with us. So we're very fortunate and blessed for that. So that was a really cool question.
But non-music wise, I mean, I would say every year of marriage that we have is great.
Yeah, I think that's a huge.
Especially in the world today, every year that we're married, I'm like, yes, we made another year.
Yeah. That's right.
So.
Okay, cool. So let's see. I'll let you kind of look where, and we can check out some more.
Do you set a time regularly to write and record music?
That's a great question. So we do not record music every day, only because financially
it's
we
kind of
cannot
expensive.
afford to do that. Unfortunately, that is our goal. Obviously, one day to be able to like be on a label and then help us record stuff every day. But
we record voice memos all the time.
Yeah, we do record voice memos all the time.
After we write the song.
I think every day before we go to bed at night, Stuart always normally pulls up a voice memo, or I'll say something, and we'll be like, "Hey, listen to the song we came up with today." So. We kind of record, I guess, stuff every day. We do write. We try to write about 3 or 4 times a week.
Write down ideas, like Holly said, every day. But as far as actually writing a song, it's probably 2 or 3 times a week.
But they asked if we set a time, and I don't really think that's something when we have writing appointments.
We have to set with our co-writers.
We set times, but I think music is just like we always are thinking about it. So there's not really like a set time that we're like.
We have to write a song today.
Yeah, so it's just constantly on our brains. I mean, it's kind of what we do. So not really a set time, just something that we always, it's kind of instilled in us, I think, that we just always do. Let's see, another question here. What's an annoying habit you each have?
Okay, so Holly, I'll let you go first. Ladies first.
I don't really know if...
Are we to describe ourselves or describe each other?
I think describe each other.
Okay.
I don't really know if this is even like, I don't even think the word annoying like covers this, but I would say
covers it as it is more than annoying. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, but I don't know if that's even the right word. I think it's more of like, I don't know. But
aggravating.
Stuart is aggravating and frustrating, which I guess is the same thing as annoying. But Stuart is late a lot. I think we've had this discussion before with people,
But in my defense, if you know any musicians...
Yeah, but he's late to what he wants to be late to.
I'm not late to gigs. And,
exactly. It's what he wants to be late to. What is, like, low priority on his list.
If you talk to our band members, we're normally too early to gigs, probably.
Yeah, which is so crazy, because it's like we're never too early to anything else.
I try to always be early to church.
That is true. You do, yeah.
But I'm not always early for date night or other things like that.
Yeah.
But I've tried to get better with that.
That's true.
For Holly, my least favorite habit that Holly does is pick her nails. You should show them your nails. Like, right now they don't look bad. But
they actually look really good right now.
There's times where Holly will pick her nails until she bleeds, and it drives me crazy because she's pretty much hurting herself. So I try to tell her that, like, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, if you ever
you're hurting the woman that I love. Like, I try to tell her.
Yeah, if you ever see me, I'm probably picking my nails. And it's not even out of, like, habit or...
It's not because she's nervous. She just does it because she's just always done it.
I was telling some friends the other day, like, I will literally drive with my knee so I can pick my nails.
Sometimes,
like, I hope there's no, like, police officers watching this because you could probably get pulled over for that. But seriously, like, it's just a really bad...
I wish you would get pulled over for it, so maybe you'd quit.
No, probably wouldn't.
I told Holly I'm going to get her, like, gloves that she has to wear so she can't pick. Okay,
question. So really another really cool question, because I really thought this was neat. I'd love to hear what specific things y'all do to be intentional in your marriage. Like, what makes it easier to balance marriage and music?
What makes it easy to balance?
Yeah, to balance marriage and music. I think, first of all, we do it together.
Yeah.
So that definitely, like, if we didn't do it together, that would be more of a challenge, just because we would probably be dealing with, like, 2 different scenarios with things all the time.
Right.
So doing it together definitely helps. I know a lot of artists, songwriters can't do it together. Whether it's you're a different band, or whether your husband sings and you work a day job, or whether you sing and vice versa. But I do say doing it together helps for sure.
I say what we do intentionally is we try to have, one night a week or so that we can actually be at home together.
Yeah, and that's a challenge for us too, because I think, like,
both of us have different things. Like, I go out and play sports with friends or work out.
Yeah.
And,
when we are home, sometimes it's like we just want a night to ourselves. Like, we also kind of, like, sometimes want to just do things on our own. Like, Stuart has things he needs to get done around the house, and I want to catch up on a TV show, and just chill on the couch and not be touched,
But I will say that what we do every single night is try to, lay in the bed together and talk about our day a little bit.
Yeah.
And we've been reading our Bibles together.
Yeah.
Those intentional things I think help. And then if we're both home, we try to eat at the table together. We don't eat in other rooms. We eat sitting at the table.
We always kind of grew up, you ate with your family at the table. I mean, my parents would never let us go to our bedroom and close the door and eat by ourselves. I mean, there were times, like, things going on and whatever, but that was very rare. And so I really think that helped, as far as being able to be close to my family and stuff. So when Stuart and I got married, I was like, that's one thing that I want to do. I want to eat dinner together every night, even if it's just him and I normally. But I want to eat dinner together every night, and then when we have kids, I want to continue that, just because I feel like that's a really huge... A lot of things in life you learn at the dinner table, and you can teach at the dinner table. So that's a huge... that's really important to us. So
I think it's just devoting time to each other.
I think so too.
Overall concept
whatever you may be doing. I mean, whether we go to the movies or shop or just sit around the house and look at each other. I think just spending some quality time with each other, and sometimes we have to tell each other, look, put your phone down. I'm gonna put my phone down, you put your phone down.
I need to talk to you about this, or I want to talk to you in general. And
let's just talk about our day or whatever. And we call each other a lot. That's one thing, like, whenever we leave somewhere, we call, like, hey, we're leaving, like our parents, like we're each other's parents. But so we keep in touch a lot with each other. We don't
stay accountable with each other. Yeah,
we normally don't not talk, so that helps too, to talk to each other.
For sure. Communication, guys. Communication.
That's right. After you write a song, how do you know who will sing lead and which parts?
So sometimes, I'll answer this question first, but sometimes it's clear who sings like a song if it's based around a guy's perspective or a girl's perspective. Like if we're talking about, he opened the door for me or something.
Yeah.
Like obviously we would know those situations, but other times it has to do with our range. Each one of us have 2 different ranges. Like I can sing lower, obviously, than Holly can because I'm a guy. But also there's certain times where a song fits a certain key and it fits better for my voice or it fits better for Holly's voice. And then we always try to make sure that when you hear a song by us that it's us. So if I'm singing lead, Holly would sing a strong dominant harmony kind of part. Or vice versa, if she's singing lead, I'll sing like a dominant harmony thing. So that way you guys know it's the Springs when you hear our songs.
Yeah. And one thing that... sorry, I just got tired. Sorry, it's past my bedtime. Sleepy. One thing that we try to really tell our songwriters, and most of them know if we've written with them before, but we stress to a lot of our songwriters when we first meet them is, or co-writers, I keep saying songwriters, we let them know, like, hey, we are not set on any certain song. Like, it doesn't have to be for me. It doesn't have to be for Stuart.
It doesn't have to be a duet.
Yeah, like, let's just write what we're feeling, and then it just kind of comes. So, and I think that's how, like, Dance With Me came. You know, it's just one of those things that when we heard it, we're like, okay, you know what? Holly's vocals on that, and then Stuart's going to do some cool stuff in between. And that's a lot of times, I think, how we try to, like, establish that before we write the song, so we know going into it, okay, it doesn't matter, let's just write the song. Because sometimes those kind of things can hold you back from writing a song. It's hard to, like, almost have to overthink it. Like, okay, Stuart's got to say this, so what can we say, you know?
Well, and I think that for me, one of the first things I learned when I came to town was a songwriter told me, he said, look, if you guys are songwriters out there, here's a piece of advice. But he said, look, always write the best song possible that's in the room. And I think that that's still what I try to live by. I don't try to save a song for a certain songwriter. I don't try to save a certain idea for a songwriter. I try to write whatever the best idea is in my phone at that time with that person. And we think we have a lot of great co-writers, but we try to bring great ideas. And there's times where we'll literally, between us and our co-writers, we'll say 10 ideas before we pick out one that works. But we're never trying to say, this is a guy's song, this is a girl's song. We'll explain what the idea is in our minds. But sometimes it changes completely from that. But you never know where an idea might go. So
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so one more question.
Okay, so the next question I have, how many babies are you wanting to have?
This should probably be a
I'm gonna let
Holly
Stuart
question.
answer that one.
All right, so for me, I would love to have a boy and a girl. But if we can't have a boy and a girl in the first two babies, then I want to keep having babies until we have a boy. Because, so in my defense, my dad was an only son. My grandfather was an only son. My great-grandfather was an only son. So I've always been told, like, you have to carry on the Halcomb name. And so I try to hope that one day I can have a son to carry on the Halcomb name. And if I'm not lucky enough to ever have a son, that's fine. Like, I'd be cool with whatever
That's fine.
God
We'll just have 10 kids because we were trying to have a son.
I'd be fine with whatever God decides. But also, I know it's strenuous on a woman's body. So
That's right.
We'll kind of
right.
We'll kind of see what happens. I mean, God might have a different plan than us.
My answer is 2.
Yeah, if we can have a boy and a girl, that'd be great.
And if we had 2 boys, I would be okay with that. And if we had 2 girls, I'd be okay with that. So
we'll see when we get there.
That is my answer.
We'll see when we get there.
I have to bear the things, so
that's true. I'm involved.
Anyways. Yeah, but not in that kind of way.
That's true. That's very true.
But anyways,
all right. So this is our first episode of Simply the Springs.
And we didn't get to all the questions, so
we've got a bunch more questions coming.
Yeah, if you put stuff down, if you emailed us questions, we sent out an email to those of you who are on our email list. A link with where you can ask questions. So if you would like to do that, go to our website and you can join our email list. And yeah, so we will get to more next week and the next, and it'll be interesting.
But this is Simply the Springs. Thanks for watching.